Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your April 2021 mid-month general reading. We are looking at the last 2 weeks of April, and this reading is for the fire sign of Leo, our lovely lions. Welcome, everyone. I hope you're all well, safe, and healthy. Thanks for taking the time to tune in, for your support, donations, feedback, comments. All welcome. Thank you so much. And may it be returned to you tenfold. So this reading is for the fire sign of Leo for the last 2 weeks of April 2021. That's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Leo. It's also relevant if you're cross-watching for a Leo. Of course, it's going to resonate a little differently for everyone because it's a general reading, not a personal reading. So watch all of your signs for additional insight and perspective. And if you find that any of the readings resonate with you, and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, you can click on the description link below, that little arrow, which will show you some contact details. You can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you. I do offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, of all different types and lengths and costs. So if you're interested, send me an email. I can usually respond with more information within the same day. And I do readings full time. It's all that I do, so I'm pretty diligent at working with people's schedules and my own to get those personal readings set up as quickly as possible. So email me if you'd like. I'd be delighted to hear from you. Okay, Leo, let's move right into this reading and see what the last 2 weeks have in store for you. I am using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with, I believe it's the Gateway to the Divine Tarot. I was looking at the boxes because they all have different backs out here. Okay, Leo. Just letting you know, and during shuffling, the Two of Swords popped out, which represents needing to take a look at something, needing to make a decision, not really sure, perhaps feeling kind of stuck. Okay, Leo. All right, Leo, we begin with the King of Wands. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising could be you, could be somebody else significant in your life during this 2-week period of time. With the Knight of Swords, so messages, conversation, communication coming in. The Knight of Swords. Knights represent offers or opportunities for change coming in. The Knight of Swords is the Knight of Air, mental energy, communication, etc. He's kind of like the mailman of the tarot. So conversation and communication. The Sun. Wow, an uplifting of energies, tensions, and pressures. The sun coming out, spring after winter. Well, here, quite literally, we're heading into spring. With the Ten of Cups, the happy home, happily ever after, white picket fence. Wow. Somebody getting a marriage proposal, moving in together, buying your first home. The Fool, where the tarot journey begins, starting off on a brand new journey, stepping off the beaten path, taking a leap of faith into the unknown, something you've never done before, taking a chance, might be something a bit risky. The Lovers, a relationship at a crossroads, needing to make a decision as to whether to do something which is unknown or do something which you have no idea what it's going to work out as, doing something that you may feel is risky. A relationship at a crossroads, needing to make a decision as to where the relationship is going to go, taking it into a new direction, possibly. A marriage proposal or moving in together. Maybe where one of you or perhaps both of you were opposed. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy is the Four of Swords, taking time out to rest, restore, recuperate, get a different perspective, or needing to do so. The Four of Swords, here this is a little gentler depiction than I've seen in other tarot decks. Looks like they're actually, naked and covered up with a blanket to rest. Other tarot decks, this is depicted as a knight who's taking a temporary reprieve from a battle. The implication meaning that, you're taking a time out because you feel tired, worn out, exhausted. Could be a card of feeling ill and needing to rest, recuperate, and gain a different perspective, because it's never a good it's never a good thing to make a decision in the midst of feeling tired, worn out, anxious, hungry, the saying. So there is a relationship central here, Leo. We've got that here with the Lover's card. The Lover's card, it can sometimes represent three-party situations, not necessarily, it just sometimes can. It was called the Choice in the earliest tarot decks. But it does represent a relationship that's at a pretty significant major crossroads. It's Major Arcana card. Major Arcana cards represent significant energy. It's probably a significant part of your life. The decision will be significant. So a decision needs to be made about where this relationship is going to go. Now, the decision might be about the relationship itself, or it might be in another area of life, but it will significantly affect this relationship. And it's taking a leap of faith. It's stepping into the unknown, because the Fool is over it. The Fool has the 0 on his card. It's because this is where the tarot journey starts, a journey through life or different chapters of our life. But it's about taking a journey in which you're not sure what the destination is. Even if you have an idea of what you want, you don't know what the journey is going to be like. It's taking a leap of faith and trusting. Can also represent doing something which might be on the risky side because it's so unknown. For some of you for whom this isn't about a primary relationship, it might be making a decision about your home, perhaps about where you live. It could be about taking a vacation too. We do have the Sun and the Ten of Cups right here in the middle, which is a spectacular combination of cards. I mean, the Ten of Cups is the happy home card. Happily ever after. The white picket fence, whatever that means to you. Home, family, marriage, children, stability. Tens represent cycle completion and fulfillment. So this is, feeling like you're at a place. The Ten of Cups is feeling like you're at a place where everything's finally come together. It's the end of the fairy tale story, where they ride off into the sunset or whatever. I mean, nothing is ever perfect, but this is about as close to it as you get, feeling in harmony, feeling a sense of completion, particularly around home and family. And above that is the Sun. The Sun is, in my opinion, the most positively influential card in the tarot. One, because it's Major Arcana, and two, because when the real sun comes out, it banishes the shadows, it illuminates everything, it brings warmth, light, love, laughter. It clarifies and illuminates. It uplifts pressures and restrictions and sometimes negates them completely. It can have quite a positive effect on the other cards in the tarot spread and lessen any challenging energy in surrounding cards in the tarot spread. So this is like blessings abounding around home and family. And then we have the King of Wands and the Knight of Swords here. So there's some kind of message, news, and communication, but you're taking some time out to think about something. It could be that the Sun and the Ten of Cups is an offer for you. Some of you may be involved with another fire sign or somebody who's manifesting like the King of Wands, the King of Fire, charismatic, energetic, a go-getter, a grown-up. Or this could be you. I think some of you, it is another fire sign. Sun, Moon, or Rising. So let's clarify. Let's clarify the Four of Swords, the timeout card. Rest, recuperation, perspective. Okay. Interesting, because we have the Queen of Wands that popped out. And we already know there's a partnership central here, whether it's about the relationship or something that's going to affect the relationship, how to move forward here. So definitely a coupleship here. The Two of Wands, being at a crossroads, needing to make a decision. Remember that Two of Swords that popped out too. And then the Ten of Cups again, the happy home card, trying to make a decision that's going to decide the future path, possibly, of your home and family life. So you're taking time out to think about that, to try and make a decision. If it's an offer, the offer looks quite beautiful. So why wouldn't you jump on it right away? That implies, maybe this relationship has had some issues, or this issue has had some issues. Let's clarify the Knight of Swords. What's the offer or opportunity for change? What's the information or the conversation about? The Ten of Coins, long-term stability and security and commitment, family home, family money, family business, family property, financial and material stability. The Three of Cups, wow, celebration, friends, kindred spirits, socializing, positive connections in your community. For some of you, it might be needing to make a decision about where you live, moving, relocating the home, something to do with the home. Some of you may have received maybe a sum of money or an inheritance of some kind. Some could be a division of estate, because sometimes the Ten of Pentacles or the Ten of Coins, same thing, is the card about inheritance. It's long-term stability and security, particularly in the realm of earth, which is money, finance, property. And there's celebration around this. So for some of you, it could be talking about marriage, talking about moving together, talking about making and finalizing long-term security and commitment in your relationship. Emotionally, financially, materially. It could be marriage, living together. Because this is all about what's going to happen to the future of this relationship, this partnership. So some of you, it might be as concrete as the property itself. Perhaps you've gotten some money and you're trying to figure out what the best way is to use it, particularly around home and family. Some of you, this might be a more emotional issue centered on the relationship itself. You might be talking about marriage, about, the actual future of this relationship, where it's going, and there may be an offer here. But I'm feeling a but. That's the thing. I'm feeling a but. There's a but here somewhere for you. Like there's hesitancy here. Some of you, I'm just getting, and this is so specific, it might be just for a few people. You may have been in a relationship which has had its issues, and you may have gotten the funds or the resources somehow to have more freedom of choice, particularly if you were maybe financially sort of codependent in this relationship, and you're trying to make the decision whether to stay or to go. Getting that for some of you, okay? Let's clarify the Sun and the Ten of Cups. The Nine of Cups. The Three of Wands, feeling more optimistic, positive, and hopeful about the future. Gosh, I'm getting that financial thing again. Somebody out there who's listening, who's watching this, has been in a relationship with someone, probably a long-term relationship with somebody, but you're somewhat, not completely, but somewhat, it's like your finances or your living situation or something is intertwined. Perhaps there's been issues in this relationship and you've thought about leaving, but in a very practical way, there's difficulty there, perhaps financially. Some of you are maybe unexpectedly receiving some kind of money or inheritance or the resources or what you need so that it gives you more freedom of choice. Do I really want to stay in this relation? What am I really staying in this relationship for? I'm getting that for somebody. It's like, okay, now that I have the freedom, the financial freedom, the resources to be able to, to go off and build my own life separate from this person, is that what I want to do, or am I still invested in this? I'm also getting it. I don't know what the but is here. Hopefully we'll clarify this. Some of you, it's like you're getting the offer from this other person of commitment, long-term commitment and stability, like the offer. You're talking about it seriously. And it feels like on the surface, it's like everything that you want, right? It's the Nine of Cups. It's the Ten of Cups. It's the Sun. It's the Three of Wands. It's everything that makes you feel more hopeful and positive about the future. But there's a sense of uncertainty here. Let's clarify. And also because you're taking time out to consider it. What's the best thing to do for my home and family life? Is it with this person? Is it moving forward with this person or not? Ultimately, regardless of what the details and specifics are, it's a general reading. What the details and specifics are going to vary. But ultimately, it's about making a decision, some kind of decision that's going to affect the future of this relationship, whether it moves forward or whether it doesn't. Clarify the Fool. And for some of you, it might be what to do about, it might be the opportunity to buy a home. That's everything that you wanted. But you're going to have to use a lot of savings in order to do it, or put the down payment on it, and you're trying to figure out if this is the right decision or not. Some of you, it might be a more concrete thing, because of course that's going to affect, your relationship, your home, your family life. Clarify the Fool. Just saw the Four of Wands try to pop its head out. So for some of you, it might be a marriage proposal. The Nine of Coins, or going off on your own because you're now financially independent. Interesting. The Lovers. The Fool is clarified by the Lovers. Do I take a risk? There's something about this. Either way is a risk. The Empress. Fertility. The Four of Cups. There's an offer here, opportunity, but you're not sure. There's a chance or an opportunity to give birth to something new, to start off on a new path. For some of you, it might be actual fertility. Getting pregnant, having a child, adopting a child. It's about giving birth to something new, whether that's literal physical fertility or the relationship itself, where the relationship is going. Going off the beaten path, meaning doing something different than what going off on a different path, starting off in a new way than the relationship has already been. Whether that's for like buying a home or anything, the energy fundamentally remains the same. There's an offer or opportunity, but there's a but here. You're not sure. And the interesting thing too is that it feels like you do have a freedom of choice here, because one of the reasons this person isn't so eager to just run up and grab this cup without examining it more closely is because he already has 3 cups upright and full. So for those of you who are trying to decide what to do about a relationship, moving it forward, and some of you have been it's been challenging financially for you to leave this person. Some of you it may no longer be financially challenging for you. And there begs the question, do I stay or do I go? Now that I have more freedom of choice, what do I do? Clarify the Lovers. Relationship at a crossroads. Fascinating reading. Death, final endings, or utter transformations. The Devil, toxic negative cycle, one that keeps repeating itself over and over again, but difficult to break because there's some form of obsession or addiction or something alluring about it. Do I end this relationship because of the continuous negative cycle? Can it be transformed? Clarify all that. The High Priestess, the Seven of Swords, the Three of Swords. I think this is the but, Leo. Especially for those of you who are trying to make up your minds as to where this relationship is going to go, if you want the relationship to go further. There's an offer or an opportunity for it too. But I think that you may be thinking, or your intuition may be telling you, that this person might be making this offer or opportunity just to buy time with you, and you think that it's just going to end in heartbreak or heartache anyway. Because the Seven of Swords is somebody, whether it's positive or negative, it's somebody who's doing something behind closed doors or has hidden motives, right? And the Three of Swords is heartache, heartbreak, separation. And I'm already seeing with this Devil here a negative cycle, you know, a negative cycle that's very difficult to break out of. And it's kind of like being in a, you know, it's for some of you, this is being in a relationship that you've been in for quite some time, and it just has this cycle, and there's been no real long-term commitment or stability or security in it. And perhaps, you know, this other person is thinking you're going to go, and so then they come out with this offer or opportunity, and you're like, gosh, on the surface it looks like everything that I've been wanting, but because of everything that I've been seeing over the last X bit of time, I feel like you're saying that, but then it's just going to revert back to the same thing. That it's just going to end in heartbreak and heartache for me anyway. And some of you may be in this position where you have more freedom of choice to stay or leave than you did before, perhaps because of practical reasons. That's for some of you. Some of you, this isn't about the relationship, but it's something that could affect the relationship. There's a decision that needs to be made here, and there's a certain amount of danger and or risk with this, whether it's financial in terms of a home or building, or perhaps traveling, you know, getting together with friends and family or having a big something. Might not be safe quite yet. I think I'm going to end it here because I think that's as deep a dive as we can go in a general reading. So I'm going to ask for some advice and guidance for Leo. What's the best way for Leo to navigate through this? Or what's the best thing for them to consider, to focus on, to contemplate? Advice and guidance for Leo. The Page of Cups. The King of Wands. The Hermit. So this looks like telling, so we have the King of Wands twice. I think this is the other person you're involved with, whether they're a fire sign or not. This is, you know, little light messages of love. It's positive, encouraging messages to or with this King of Wands. Now, you could flip this around too. It might be the other person that's communicating this. And then the Hermit, which is going off on your own to seek out answers, wisdom, insight. Could also be consulting with somebody that you consider a wise and experienced person as well. Which is likely why we have this Four of Swords, this taking a time out as the overall energy. You know, rest, contemplation, trying to figure it out. I love you, but I need to go off and kind of for a little bit and figure this out. I need to go talk to this person. I need to, you know, kind of figure out if this is really the best thing for me to do, the best thing for us to do. Any more clarification on that? The Two of Coins, because a decision needs to be made. That's like 3 twos now. The Six of Swords and the Two of Cups. If this karmic relationship can be healed, if there's healing, if there's a way for healing to occur together, if this relationship can be transformed and healed, or if you just need to go off on your own and heal. I mean, for some of you, again, this might be a concrete issue, like home, money, property, that sort of thing. I think for a lot of you, it's about the relationship itself and where the relationship is going. And, you know, if an offer is forthcoming, maybe you no longer are sure if that's really what you want. And in order to make up your mind, you need to kind of set yourself aside or kind of take a step back and really think about this, really kind of open yourself up to God, Spirit, angels, and guides, and maybe, you know, another wise, trusted, experienced individual to make that decision, which probably means that this decision is fairly split, you know, which means that some of you it's going to be yes and some of you it's going to be no, you know, in terms of staying or leaving. So hopefully that has been of some use and help and insight to some of you. That is your reading for the last half of April. Leo. I hope that it was helpful to you. Again, if any of these readings resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, click on the little arrow, the description link below. Email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the May general readings. Until then, stay blessed, strong, safe, and healthy. Hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.